DMC to KING. I'ma say this once, I ain't gonna say it again. DMC in the place to be, and the place for you to be is right here with Fred White. Tales from the pen. Yeah, that's it.
Salute, people, we back. Fred White, Tales from the Pen. If you're new to the channel, go down and hit the subscribe button. Click the bell notification and click the word all. And make sure the bell is shaded in. So anytime I put up a video, you will know about it. So if you just happen to stumble upon my channel, my name is Fred and I talk about my life experiences. And I talk about my life of making bad choices and bad decisions, which led me to almost 16 years in the penitentiary. And I speak about my life and those experiences and the things that I've seen and the things that I've been through, with the hopes of saving some of these young kids so that they understand that the prison system is not a game. Yeah, that's why I do this channel. You know the motto, we don't glorify anything over here. We just tell it like it is. Or tell it like it was. So in my last episode I left you, I was in this little medium, mid-orange. I had got out the box, you know, for beating somebody up. Everything was all right there for a while. They moved me to a different cottage called D4. So now I'm in the back, I'm in D4, I'm there a while. But I see when I first got there, I see pretty much the dude running the house. His name was Trouble. Big dude, menacing looking dude, right? Now, I don't know if he was from Brooklyn, Bronx, I'm not sure. But I know, you know, we weren't gonna get along. Just the way he carried himself. But the thing about it was, nothing ever, you know, transpired with us. But the thing that was crazy was, he had this sidekick. This kid was a fucking clown. I swear he was. His name was King. Now, people, don't start writing in the comments, is it King from here? Is it King? I know a million Kings. I don't know. This kid, just name was King. I don't even know if he was from Brooklyn, Bronx. I'm not sure. His name was King. Everything Trouble did, King did too. Everything. The way Trouble walked, Trouble had a walk. Right? Menacing walk. He started walking like that, right? Wherever Trouble went, he was right next to him. If Trouble went to the barbershop and got 3 lines in his head, King went to the barbershop and got 3 lines in his left side. If Trouble went to the barbershop and got a half a moon on the right side, King went and got a half a moon on the right. The kid was just... Trouble used to do this thing, go, like he'd look, walk and go, tss. When Trouble go, King right next to him, walking, looking, going, tss. It was fucking comical. Like, I'm not exaggerating. It was a comedy show. I'm like, this dude is a fucking clown. I'm just sitting back, you know what I mean? It's a medium secure prison. I'm good in there now, I'm established. I'm into my sports game. Because as you guys know, that's what helped me integrate in every prison. Especially basketball. Because no matter what prison I went to, as soon as I walk in, number one, I know people, but number two is, they know, right? Oh shit, yo. And then word starts spreading. And then the first time I come to the gym, you see a lot of people there because they want to know who's this kid here? Who are they talking about? Every jail. But anyway, so Trouble leaves. Trouble goes home. So King is there, still trying to throw his weight around with his, you know, little chair up front and doing all that. So I just didn't like the kid. You know, there's a lot of people who you just maybe don't get along with, right? there's just certain personalities that just don't go together. Right? There is a certain type of personality that you don't like. And whoever, exhibits these type traits, you might not like them. Before you even had a conversation with them, before you sat down with them, before anything, that's just how it goes. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's it's human to do it. So there's just certain personalities. I just didn't like the guy. The guy was a fucking clown. So I don't remember what happened, what the actual argument was about. I don't know who was watching what, but I think some dudes was watching and he came in and put on videos or something. It was like in the middle of the day. I think the kids, last name was Jefferson, some shit like that. But anyway, so he changed the TV. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there for that. I came into the day room. He's just changing. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna watch what I want to watch. Blah blah blah. And I was just like, yo, why you being disrespectful, man? You see all these dudes in here, they watching something. Why you coming in here being disrespectful for? Yeah, yo, mind your business. You want to in here? I'm like, nah, this is my business, man. Because you trying to bully shit like these people don't matter. Right? Like I'm standing up for these fucking people who are not gonna stand up for themselves. But it was part of my personality then, and I just didn't like them. So I'm like, because I know none of these guys have my back. None of these 10 people that I'm stepping up for. I know this, but it wasn't really about them. I just didn't like him. You know what I mean? And I don't like bullies. So I'm like, nah, man, you ain't, you ain't doing all that, man, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I was like, your man left, man. So, you know what I mean? You can go back to being who you are now. He's like, well, what that mean? I was like, you know what that means. What you saying? So I immediately, it's protocol. I start heading out the day room. I'm going to the bathroom, to the shower, because that's where people fought in this particular spot. Like it was, all right, play the bathroom. You go through the doors, you go to the right, there's a shower room. You know what I mean? On the left side is the toilets, in the middle is the sinks. There's like 3 different areas. And there's one big bathroom. But you head to the shower. That was protocol. I was like, what? I'm already... Come on. So dudes already know, but yo, don't blow it up. Don't blow it up. Like me, him, and like one of my boys or something would just go and just watch out. That was it. Everybody else stay in the day room, mind your business. Stay in your rooms, because then motherfuckers want to come clouding and looking, then the police see it. That's jail etiquette. Mind your business. You motherfuckers, this ain't a schoolyard. We gonna handle this like men. That's how it was. Even though I was, like 21, maybe 22. Go up in there. I already know, because 90% of people are gonna throw some wild shit, wild right, wild left. I know this already. I've been in so many fights, and I know this is the. So I already know he was throwing some bullshit. I came in straight, boom, 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 boom. Now as he's throwing some wild shit, now I drop him as he's falling on my babies. As he's falling, he's grabbing my pockets to hold himself up. And he ripped my pockets. He ripped the pockets of my pants. He was, yeah. Had to give it to him. That's just the way it goes. He didn't blow it up, I ain't blow it up, He fought. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? It wasn't just he fought back hard, but it is what it is. He got caught. Sometimes you gotta let those type of frustrations out in that type of environment, man. That's just how it is. Sometimes you have to let that out. But anyway, I was good in that spot. A bunch of people came. My man Perry from from around my way. My man Dave Graham at Capone. We had a nice little Queens team. We had Chaz, Twin, my man Twin from Woodside. Good people, all good people. My man Chaz. Chaz was another like a white kid that got busy. Chaz got busy. Chaz was from Queens. He repped the TMR crew. He was into graffiti and stuff. So, we linked, white kid, he was cool. And now, you guys know I talk about a lot of times, a lot of the white guys on Rikers Island, there was only 3, 4, maybe a handful that were official. On Rikers Island. Upstate was a different story. There was a lot of official white dudes. But anyway, so yeah, Chaz was one of them, you know what I mean? And I remember Chaz fought one of the toughest kids in the jail, big athletic gymnastics type kid, big diesel kid from Brooklyn, Ra. Shout out to Ra. Him and Ra had a little argument in the yard. They went into the bathroom right under the towers. The tower of the police, where the police would be with their shit, is right there, and the bathroom is literally right under the tower. It's one building. It's one. And they went in there, fought it out. Then this other incident happened. This kid, we'll call him D. He came. He was from around my way. He was a year or two older. I didn't really know. I knew him in the street. Like I seen him. Like I'm like, yo, I know this kid. Whatever. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I know who he is. He knows my brother Mike. So we had a little conversation. He wasn't in my house yet or whatever, blah blah. So after a couple weeks, he came to my house. So I asked Mike, yo, this guy, he's like, oh yeah, I know him, look out for him or whatever, Mike told me. But he had been there about maybe a few weeks already. He came from a maximum. He was like a year or two, maybe a couple of years, 2 years, 3 years from going home or something like that. So he came. So, I got him. He came to my house. He ended up coming to my house where I was at. Now again, the kid was cool. He was just a different kid. He just wanted to go home. Very smart, chess player, very smart. But he just froze in certain situations. So these kids that had apparently were with him in the other jail that he had came from were more like putting pressure on him, like taking his cigarettes or like if he don't give them cigarettes, they start getting mad at him, so he gives them cigarettes. He was that type of kid. So them dudes one day from another, that came with him, they was causing havoc throughout the compound. They had just got there. It only been like a month or two, but they was like a bunch of them that were just causing headaches in the compound. So a couple of them came in to the house, and they went into the kid's cube, D, and they took his tapes. They robbed him. And they went out the house and went to their house. Like they came into and robbed him and left. Took his tapes and everything. So when I come back and he's telling me, oh, these dudes took the tapes, I'm like, what? Now I had lent him a couple tapes. Yeah, listen. Oh, you want to listen to that? Go ahead. He's right here in the house with me. It's nothing. These guys robbed that. His tapes, but a couple of mine went in there. I think I've told you, man. I think my Jodeci tape was in there and shit. I had to get that back. So I knew these dudes, and I knew the dudes they was running with, whatever. So I was like, yo, I went to the one kid, Mustafa, who was with me before they came. And I was like, yo, these dudes, they was cool with him. I was like, yo, blah, blah, blah. I'm not asking for all his tapes. I want this tape, this tape, this tape. And he gave me my tapes back. But D ain't get his tapes back. So when I had my tapes back, D knew, like, oh shit, I got mine back. And I didn't like these other kids. The kids that robbed D, I didn't like them at all. One dude, he always played basketball. He was on my football team, talk match. I just didn't like him. That was a whole other incident with me and that particular kid. So I went and told D, I was like, you want to do something about it? He was like, I think I'm going to do something about it. I was like, all right, here. I pulled him into the kitchen. I gave him a knife. This is my boy to this day. He's on my Facebook. He's on Instagram. You know. But I gave him a knife. You know who did it. He knew who did it. When you see him, you know what you got to do. And I can see it in his eyes. I can see it in his eyes. This is my guy. I love him. But I can see it in his eyes. He didn't want to do it. I was like, yo, now listen. I don't want you to think that, you know, I'm putting, you know what I mean? If you're not, he's like, nah, you know, I just want to go home. And there's some type of people like that. And you got to respect it. I get it. There's some people that are going to say one thing. Some people are going to say another. He made it home, though. So I took the knife back. I said, all right, well, you not ready? You know what I'm saying? Nothing to talk about then. Incident's over for me. It's the way it is. That's the way it goes. Incident was over for me. Now again, I'm not here to glorify anything, kids. I'm just telling you, these are scenarios. These are the things that happen. These are the things you go through when you put yourself in the penitentiary. I don't care if it's a medium secure prison, a maximum secure prison, a minimum secure prison. It goes down. And it can happen. It happens everywhere. Again, not glorifying it. And not glorifying anything that I've ever done. Because I've made some dumb ass decisions in my life. I've made some dumb ass decisions. So the next incident in this spot, I was gonna drag this and go to part 2. You guys want me to go to part 2 and just cut this off? Or do you want me to keep going? If you want me to keep going, hit the like right now. Hit the like right now, because I see in 10 hours I got 2,000 views on my last video, and I got 173 likes. One dislike. You know, there's always the haters out there. There's thousands of views, but hundreds of likes. Doesn't make sense, people. Hit the like, or I'm gonna leave right now. All right, you with it? You did it? Okay, great. So, the next incident in this spot, we're not gonna drag this. We're gonna give it to you. So, I made it down to like an honor place, right? And it's like an honor dorm-ish place in this medium secure prison, where when you get visits, there was like a little door in the back. In the summer, you can walk out with your visits and walk around. It was instead of or like a dorm setting, there was rooms. So there was like 1-man rooms, 2-man rooms, 4-man rooms only. There was no bunks. In the cottages, there was bunks and then rooms. Down there was no bunk. I mean, no, you know, dormish. It was just all rooms. So right away, you went into like a 2-man room, 3-man room. And if just like I said, if I have a 2-man room and one of my boys leave, I can pull somebody into that 2-man room with me. You ain't just putting anybody in there. I mean, they could do what they want, but I'm just saying that was how the etiquette go. They would come to you, yo, you even the police, they'll come to you. You got somebody you want to pull in here? Yeah, pull such and such. And I pulled my boy into the room. That's how it was. So it was a different environment. They had a couple of refrigerators down in the main part. It was one refrigerator. Down here, there was like 2-3 refrigerators. In the main compound, there was 1 TV per house. Down here, there were 2 TVs per house. 1 was movies and 1 was strictly sports. It was heaven for me, right? It was great, you know what I mean? I worked in a little mess hall, which was quick. It was easy. I ate lovely. Like, it was just a different, it was cool, right? It sounds like, I get it. That's how it is in some places. So I'm watching the Miami Dolphins football game. It's the playoffs. Everybody knows I was a Dolphin fan. Very emotional about my Dolphins. Don't play with me, right? So I was definitely on it like that. So we're watching the TV and we're playing Buffalo. Now I need everybody to understand this. All the police, all the cops, the corrections officers, everybody upstate are all Buffalo Bill fans. each and every one of them. If the Buffalo Bills would lose, like on Sunday Night Football, on Monday, it's going to be hell in jail. I'm not lying to you. A lot of facilities is like that because the police come in mad as fuck that the Bills lost. So the Bills are playing the Dolphins, okay? You got a couple cops, right? You know, in the other room, you know, and I know they're rooting for the Bills. And I used to get the Dolphin Digest. Yeah, I did. Yeah, damn right I did. It was like a newspaper, Dolphins, and I used to get it was like bi-weekly. So the police used to know that I was a Dolphin fan. I'm just telling you, this is the dynamics. I'm just painting a picture for you guys. This one kid, he was like a Jet fan. He was from Albany. I don't even know what kind of fan he was, but he wasn't a Bill fan. My Dolphins are playing the Bills. It's the playoffs. We're losing, and we're going back, but we're losing and losing. And this guy's behind me screaming for the Buffalo Bills. Now, I know me and this kid I didn't like him. He was, again, another one of those personalities. And, you know, when you got 60 people in a house, there's so many different personalities, you're not going to like them all. Talking this Bills stuff, and he wasn't a Bills fan. And I kept telling him, yo, chill out, man. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like you trying to rub it in or whatever, man. He's like, I can move, whatever, blah, whatever. I was like, yo, if I go put my gloves on, you ain't gonna feel the same. He's like, all right, whatever. So I'm watching the game, whatever, we lose. He's still talking. I got up. I went to my room, and I got my little boxing gloves, little bag gloves. I came back in the day room, closed the door, and he was sitting down against the wall, like on a bench. And I was like, yo, say something again. Look. And before, he was like, what? Like, before he went, he tried to get up. And when I hit him, he, like, hit his head. It is what it is, man. Like, this was an old life, people. But I'm giving you adventures. I'm giving you things that happen. Now, I don't always want it to be like, oh, you did all this. No, I've told you guys stories where they robbed me. I told you guys stories where they jumped me. I told you guys stories, you know, where I got punched in my eye on Rikers Island. Like, I've told you all of this. And I'm giving you the other side. But now I'm really going to give you the other side. So I'm in the gym. We're playing ball. Me and this one kid. We always like to have rivalries because he played all three sports too. Right? He was good and bad. He was pretty good in all of them. You know, wasn't me, but to me, this kid always had a rivalry. I don't know what happened on the basketball court. Something happened. A little ruckus happened. Okay, after the game. That's what it was going to be. All right, bet. After the game. So now I go to after the, rec, whatever. I go on the bleachers. And I remember I had my sneakers on. I changed to my boots because it was winter time. Boom, boom. Put my Timbs on. Switched them. Put them in the bag. So, whatever. So, dudes is going out. I put my shit on. Now, when I come out the gym, I see a bunch of dudes. I'll never forget it. I came out. I seen a bunch of dudes over here, right, like, as soon as I come out, and they were right here on the left. And I was like, where he at? And my man Q was telling me, hold on. Now, Q was official dude. Q was like, yo, hold on. Wait for me. I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm not waiting. Let's see what this dude talking about. So when I came out, I ain't seen him, but I seen a bunch of dudes. So I'm like, yo, where he at? And when I looked to the right, it was like a little bus stop thing where I told you where it was like an honor dorm thing. Where they came up with a bus and they took you down the hill. It was stupid, but it was like a little bus stop thing. He comes creeping out the bus stop. So I'm like, oh, okay, you already know. There was nothing to talk about. It's not like, yo, it was what it was. So I walk in, he's walking. Boom, whatever, we start doing it. Now, I don't know this whole time that I'm weaving and ducking and we fighting. I'm hit, bam, bam. I don't know this whole time he's swinging. Now, I see his man. This is A. I'm fighting A. And we're going to call this guy C, right? So I see his man C pull the big knife out. Boom, I see it. I'm like, oh shit, yo, trying to jump me. And dudes is like, yo, why y'all trying to jump him? Blah, 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 blah. Now, the one kid that stepped to A was like, and he didn't like A either. He was like, yo, why y'all trying to jump him? A turned around and said, shut up, boom, punched him, boom. So they start fighting. Now dudes is all in the middle, like it's stupid. So it was more of a he hit, boom, boom, and it was just real quick. He like, and the son fell into like a little bush thing. So everybody's like, yo, police, police, ah. Everybody scatter. Now the kid that he had punched in the face, he had a rip on his face. So he had a razor the whole time. So he was trying to cut the shit out of me, and then his man was trying to stab the fuck out of me. I was like, oh shit. Again, the kid that he cut, they didn't like each other. They had their own beef. They had their own fight already. So he's like, yo man, why y'all doing that, man? He hit him, boom. So everybody just thought it was a punch. Cut him. So the kid that got cut went to the infirmary. Yeah. Goes to the infirmary and tells them the story. So now they got all of us in the box. So I now C is right across from me in the box. It's weird. We're trying to kill each other, but we're right here in the box, segregated, but we can talk to each other. I told him, put me down as a witness. You know what I mean? Put me, because this dude is saying that these guys tried to jump me, and, you know, during the melee, he got cut. I'm saying it didn't happen. They're all saying it didn't happen. So I'm telling C, put me down as a witness, and I'll go up there. Now, when you go in front of the tier hearing, you're allowed to have witnesses. So, but a lot of times, like for me, he might not have wanted to call me in because now I'm in the same room with him. There's other corrections officers there, obvious, and the captain or whoever's making the decision about how much box time you're about to get for this alleged crime. So a lot of people don't like to call the witnesses into the room because now I'm in the same room. I could punch him right in his face while he's sitting there and set it off. But if I go in that room and say, yeah, that's what happened, right? If I just go in that room and punch him right in the face, now the superintendent, the lieutenant and them know, oh, this story is true, and they're gonna convict him. That's like snitching. No matter how bad you want to get your get back and get that person right there, if you do, then that means that this story is true and they're going to convict this guy. So it's jail code. That's how the honor system works in there. Well, that's the laws I was taught. So he said, okay, he agreed. We went into the room. They called me as a witness. This didn't happen. I don't know what this guy's talking about. You know, I know these guys. We were playing basketball. Boom. Not guilty. He walked out of that hearing and went right back to population. I told the kid A to do the same thing. The kid A did not want to put me as a witness. Instead, he trusted the kid that got cut. He put him as a witness. And the kid went in the room and said, yes, he did it. But again, a lot of times people don't want to take that chance. Maybe he thought to himself, if he come in this room, maybe he gonna, you know what I mean, set it on me. I don't, because that happens a lot. Sometimes people don't wait for they get back. They just want to get there right there, especially if you did something crazy. So that's how the game works. I think A got like 6 months for that. Nothing to do with me. And I told him to call me. I told him. But that was the adventures of there. They kicked me out after that. And then we go to another spot where some other things happened, and I was almost charged with attempt murder. Yeah, that's the next story, people. You guys know the motto already. Experience is the greatest teacher, but somebody else's experience can be just as valuable if you pay attention and listen. And no glorification at all. This is life, and this is how it was. Fred White, signing off.